This is Behind the Build, Professional Builders Show Village. Last time we showed you a time-lapse photo of how this all came together. 3 homes built in a parking lot. Now we talk to the builders who make it happen. Next on Behind the Build. We're with Johnny Hartsfield from GreenFab, and they're one of the companies that's in charge of putting these homes together here at Show Village. Johnny, this process is pretty intense, and day one, when you got the call that this was going to be your deal, take us through that process up until opening day of Show Village.
Yeah, you know, really it all starts with design. Because of this situation, the fast time frame, we're front-loading all the design and engineering up front, so that by the time we're starting construction in the factory, there's no questions to be answered. We know exactly what's going to be happening. There's no delays. We can't afford delays in a project like this, right? So with the design, then we start construction on the floor of the factory. It's a controlled environment. We have different stations, much like an assembly line in a car factory. And yeah, we're moving right along from floor assembly, wall assembly, to putting them together to form boxes or modules.
Now, when I hear assembly, it's potential to think of errors happening there. Is that the case? Quality control has got to be something pretty big for you guys.
Quality control is essential in the factory. Without it, there are errors in any process. So the nice part about the factory with modular construction is that we're checking everything before it moves along the line or the different stations. So after we build walls, we're checking to make sure the dimensions are right and the spacing's right before it gets sent to where the floors get put on. Without that, we could run into issues with, once we get on the truck, it's too wide to go down the road. And then once we get to the site and put the boxes together, if they're not exactly fit perfect, we have issues. So we make sure we're checking everything along the entire process so that by the time it leaves the factory, we know exactly what's going to be installed and it's going to fit perfect.
How much of the homes that are here at Show Village were constructed in the factory? What percentage?
Roughly, it's hard to guess, but roughly around 95%. So once they were installed here on site, you would walk in before it was really finished and you'd see the wood flooring, you'd see the appliances, you'd see the countertops and the cabinets and the lighting, and the walls would be painted. So it's most efficient to get as much done in the factory, especially for a case like this at Show Village, before it gets to the site. So we can reduce the time of construction and stitch up once we get to the site.
Now with Show Village, you didn't have the luxury of any buffer zone. You didn't have 2 days,
No.
You didn't have a week, you had to be here at a certain time to get these homes up.
Yeah, we had to be in the front gate at 12:01 in the morning, and we were there early actually. So, you know, we don't leave anything to chance or error. We over-plan and make sure that we hit our targets, and you know, if there's something that comes up, a hiccup, we've planned for it and we give ourselves a buffer.
Now when we come back, we're going to talk to one of the builders. Once everything gets on site, then what are the next steps? That's next on Behind the Build, Professional Builders Show Village, presented by LP SmartSide.
Part of what we do here at LP is we design products for the job, and in the case of our home here, this product was built in Utah in 5 units, transported down here to Las Vegas, assembled on site. And the nice thing is when you take a look at it, it has a beautiful complete home, and the Carrera Finishes looks great. Carrera Finishes stands up to the unique manufacturing process that is the modular home building.
Cam, this process on paper has got to be a little outlandish when you look at it, when the homes are delivered here and then you as a builder have to put them all together. What's the process that you go through?
Well, we crane them together, so we rent a crane and set all the modules together. And then it's a process of taking all the exterior parts and pieces and covering up all those seams. We also have some things to fold and unfold with the roof, the panels to place, and then we repeat that process on the inside. So we cover all the seams with drywall, with flooring, tie everything together so the power works and the gas works. We get the heat, AC units going. And then of course it's punching out. It's getting everything to look perfect, covering up the paint and making sure everything is exactly straight like we want it to be so the factory quality matches the items we did at the show, and the quality is all seamless.
And you did all that in about 5 days?
About 5 days.